Hey riders, as we begin, let's go over what we call the 3 common elements. These are 3 things we're always doing on the bike, regardless of the skill. I should always have my head up, eyes scanning ahead. I should always have at least one finger on each brake lever at all times. And then third of these 3 things, I should always have level pedals, one foot in front of the other when I'm not pedaling. What questions do we have related to those 3 things? Excellent, let's move on. All right, coaches, let's talk briefly about why the 3 common elements are so important and why we do them first as we're starting a skills session. The common elements are involved in all of the skills that we do. We get them out of the way early and say that we're going to use them all the time so that we don't have to mention those 3 things over and over again with the other teaching points involved with different skills. We get those 3 things out of the way, we say that they apply to all skills, and when I get to braking or cornering or whatever it may be, I have just a few more teaching points. If I were to say the 3 common elements again as I'm talking about the teaching points for each one of the skills, they get overwhelmed, or there's just simply too much to remember. So we get those done early, get them out of the way, and I'll mention them during feedback when I see riders practicing, but I don't throw them in as teaching points for the individual skills. When I mentioned keeping your head up and eyes scanning ahead, that's related to simply giving yourself enough opportunity to see what's ahead so that you can develop a plan and execute a skill or maneuver properly. The faster you're going, the further you want to be looking ahead. And often we need to remind riders that as they're going around turns, they should be turning their head, looking where they're going to be going next. The second of the 3 common elements was our fingers on our brake levers. When riders are not riding with their fingers on the brakes, we often see them braking sometimes later and then often skidding as they come to a stop because of that late start that they got in their braking. We will sometimes see riders with 2 fingers on their brake levers. Their brakes may not be of the highest quality, so they're needing that extra finger, but also point out that it may have something to do with where the brake levers are positioned on the handlebars and the distance the lever is from their fingers, causing them to use their middle finger because it's longer. The last of our 3 common elements is level pedals. And notice when I pointed it out to our riders, I bent down and turned the cranks to draw their attention to those cranks so they could see what they look like when they're level. We want to ride with level pedals ideally for 2 reasons. The first is that we can stand on 2 feet and it's easier to keep our balance. The second is if we have 1 foot down, we're more likely to lose our balance, or we may strike or hit an object as we're passing by it with our foot or our pedal, causing a crash.